Hi, how you doing? Fancy a walk in the chat? Let's go. So my question today is, does family matter anymore? I can't believe I'm even asking this question. Does family matter anymore? I'm all about family. I'm all about connection, and family's the heart of that. This topic came about from something I watched on YouTube some time ago now. It was Oprah Winfrey's The Rising Trend of Going No Contact with Your Family. Have you even heard of that phrase, go no contact? Estrangement is not an unheard of thing. We've had that, generations and generations have had estrangement with families. But I think it feels different, this trend, because so many people are doing it. On this show, it says 1/3 of Americans are going no contact. That's massive, isn't it? That's not just a little bit of falling out in your family. Let's reconcile in a few years. That's a lot. And I sat and watched this thing. It was like an hour and a half. There was people on there who had gone no contact themselves. They instigated it. The kids, the parents have instigated it. There were people there that had it done to them both ways, kids and parents, had it done to them, and they couldn't understand why. Because the thing that breaks my heart is it comes out of the blue. Like there might be things running up to it, but the actual go no contact, sometimes there's no discussion around it. And these people are just getting cut off for no reason in their eyes, because they don't know, because nobody's communicated with them. And that's what I find sad, really sad, that we can't communicate, we can't work through stuff anymore. The reason why people are doing this is because all these buzzwords like boundaries and the focus on mental health is getting pushed about. And I think, from what I understand, is this generation of people that are doing it more are feeling that their boundaries are being crossed all the time by their parents, and their mental health is suffering. So on this show, there are therapists there, and they say, trying to work it out first. I'm going to tell you at the end some of the things that they've said about this. But I think this no explanation, no closure, I think it's easier for people to walk away and not have the vulnerability and the discomfort around having a conversation. People aren't open-minded to have the conversation, to hear the other person. So let's get into it. Let's get into what they said at the end. Their advice, these therapists' advice. So work through the messy heart stuff. So yes, that's what I would say about that. Work through the messy heart stuff. Be vulnerable. Be ready to say this. Not in an aggressive way, but in an open-minded, curious way, where we can sit down, open our hearts with each other, and really listen to what that person's got to say. Teach them about conflict resolution. So I think this is sort of directed at the parents. Teach them about conflict resolution, because I feel it could be the other way around, but I feel it's the younger generation that don't have these skills. And that's what the therapists are saying. If you don't have skills for conflict resolution, then you're just going to walk away when the going gets tough, right? Conflict resolution, what is that? So, hearing each other out, understanding each other, coming together with these difficult topics. Improve relationship skills over roles. Now, I thought that was a good one. So it's always like we can sometimes see our roles taking over. The parent, the hierarchical, top-down, heavy approach. Maybe a lot of this comes from that. A lot of this, the children are feeling like they're not seen and heard because it's my way or the highway, top-down approach from the parent. So rather than focus on roles, focus on improving relationship skills. Again, do the uncomfortable, sit in the uncomfortable, be vulnerable, be open, have a relationship, understand that person. Maybe sometimes because we're caught up in roles, we don't know the person underneath. I'm not saying you don't have to be, busy mates. You can still have that definition. You can still have the boundaries in place. I'm the parent. You're my child. And I don't like saying that because as an adult, you're not a child, but you know what I'm saying. Both live in different worlds and need to come into the other's world. I think we are living in different worlds now. The younger generation are being brought up with this tech, this new world. And if the parents aren't aware of it, don't know the implications of this world, how it affects mental health, then there's a disconnect. So, and vice versa, because the younger generation only know that, they can't understand why the parents are the way they are because they don't understand that world. The world is changing so quickly that we can't keep up. The world we grew up in, the world we know, the world we're familiar with has changed so much. And I think understanding that and coming together and speaking on that is key. Understand that person's world they're living in, the difficulties, the hardships, and what they do enjoy about it as well, not just the doom and gloom. And the last point they made on this programme was self-reflection. So, name of this channel, Reflections Out Loud. Sometimes I think, maybe in this scenario, that the young person, that the younger generation won't turn it on themselves. They don't self-reflect. What can I own up to? Own up to my behaviours, my actions in this. Where can I hold accountability as to what's gone on? Self-reflection. I use that as a stereotype. It does go both ways. The parents need to do this as well. I mean, I think the older generation, from my experience, had trouble saying sorry because the generation before did. So it's understanding, and both sides need self-reflection. My thing is be vulnerable. Sit in the uncomfortable together. Really listen to each other. And let it unfold from that. But you've got to come at it with an open mind. See if it can be resolved. I think that's one of the points one of the therapists made, is don't just, no contact, hashtag no contact, shouldn't be the first port of call. It should be a case of try all this stuff out first. And then, if there's no other way, then you've got to do what's right for you. I find it a very tough subject because I'm all about family, and my family's had estrangements. I never met one of my uncles because of fallouts, family fallouts. Lots of fallouts, and then came a time when I was confronted with something and I didn't want to have the fallout. And I did do some of these things that's mentioned, and I did try to have conversations. I did try to understand their side. But when someone else isn't giving and you're met with a brick wall, there's no give, you're not seen, heard or valued, then sometimes there is no other way. But I think it's so hard in this world, just talked about difference of worlds, in this world where we are more disconnected. I just find it so sad that our community, our crux of community stems from family, that it's getting dissolved. It doesn't have the meaning it held. So I ask you, does family even matter anymore? It hurts my heart to say it. Does family even matter anymore? We used to ask the question, what matters most in the world? And it used to be family. I don't know if it is anymore. So tell me, answer that question. Let me know, does family matter? And have you gone no contact, or has someone gone no contact on you? Has there been a conversation around it, or was it just complete cut off? I'm really interested in this topic. This is close to my heart, and I'd love to hear all sides of this, and because I know there's always two sides. So let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Much love. Bye for now.